The Secret Book Part 2. Love, the greatest emotion. James Racer says the principle of feeling good applies to your family pet, for instance. Animals are wonderful because they put you in a great emotional state. When you feel love for your pet, that great state of love will bring goodness into your life. And what a gift that is! It is a combination of thought and love which is the irresistible force of the law of attraction. There is no great power in universe than the power of love. The feeling is love is the highest frequency you can emit. If you would wrap every thought in love, if you would love everything and everyone, your life would be transformed. In fact, some of the great thinkers of the past refer to the law of attraction as the law of love. And if you think about it, you will understand why. If you think unkind thought about someone else, you will experience those unkind thoughts manifested. You cannot harm another with your thoughts. You only harm you. If you think thoughts of love, guess who receive the benefits? You. So, if your predominant state is love, the law of attraction or the law of love responds with the manifested force because you are on the highest frequency possible. The greater the love you feel and emit, the greater the power you are harassing. The principle which gives the thought the dynamic power to correlate with the object and therefore to master every adverse human experience is the law of attraction, which is another name for love. This is an internal and fundamental principle inherent in all things, in every system of philosophy, in every religion and in every science. There is no getting away from the law of love. It is feeling that impart vitality to thought. Feeling is desired and desire is love. Thought impregnated with love because invisible. Marcy Shimoff says, once you begin to understand and truly master your thought and feeling, that's when you see how you create your own reality. That's where your freedom is. That's where all your power is. Marcy Shimoff shared a wonderful quote from the great Albert Einstein. The most important question an human being can ask themselves is this a friendly universe? Knowing the law of attraction, the only answer to give is yes, the universe is friendly. Why? Because when you answer in this way by the law of attraction, you must experience that. Albert Einstein posed this powerful question because he knew the secret. He knew by asking the question, it would force us to think and make a choice. He gave us a great opportunity just by posing the question. To take Einstein's intention even further, you can affirm and proclaim this is a manifestation universe. The universe is bringing all good things to me. The universe is conspiring for me in all things. The universe is supporting me in everything I do. The universe meets all my needs immediately. No, that is a friendly universe. Check and field. Since I learned the secret and start applying to my life has truly becoming magical. I think the kind of life that everybody dream of is one I live on a day-to-day basis. I live in a $4.5 million mansion. I have a wife to die for. I get to vacation in all the fabulous spots of the world. I will climbing mountain. I will explore. I will be on a safaris and all of this happened and continues to happen because of knowing how to apply the secret. Bob Proctor says life can be absolutely phenomenal and it should be and it will be when you start using the secret. This is your life and it's been waiting for you to discover it. Up until now, you may have been thinking that life is hard and a struggle, and so by the law of attraction, you will have experienced life as hard and a struggle. Begin right now to Shout to the universe, life is so easy, life is so good, all good things come to me. There is a truth deep down inside of you that has been waiting for you to discover it. And that truth is this: you deserve all good things life has to offer. You know that inherently because you feel a fool when you are experiencing the lack of good things. All good things are your birthright. You are the create of you, and the law of attraction is your manifest tool to create whatever you want in your life. Welcome to the magic of life and the magnificence of life. How to use the secret. You are a creator, and there is an easy process to create using the law of attraction. The greatest teachers and avatars have shared the creative process through their wondrous work. The wisdom contained in their stories has been handed down through the centuries and has become legendary. Many people living today do not realize that the essence of these stories is the very truth of life. James Racer says, if you think about Aladdin and his lamp, Aladdin pick up the lamp, dust it off, and out pops the genie. The genie always say one thing, your wish is my command. The story now goes that there are three wishes, but if you trace the stories back to its origins, there are absolutely no limit whatsoever to the wishes. Think about that one. Now, let's take this metaphor and apply it to your life. Remember, Aladdin is the one who always asks for what he wants. Then you will got the universe at large, which is the genie. Tradition have called it so many things, your holy guardian angel, your higher self, we can put any label on it. And you chose the one that worked best for you. But every tradition has told us there something bigger than us. And the genie always says one thing, your wish is my command. These wonderful stories demonstrate how your whole life and everything in it has been created by you. The genie has simply answered your every command. The genie is law of attraction, and it is always present and always listening to everything you think, speak and act. The genie assumes that everything you think about you want, that everything you speak about you want, that everything you act upon is what you want. You are the master of universe, and the genie is there to serve you. The genie never questions your command, you think it, and the genie immediately begins to leverage the universe through people, circumstances, and events to fulfill your wishes. The creative process. The creative process used in the secret, which was taken from the New Testament in the Bible, is an easy guideline for you to create what you want in their simple steps. Steps 1. Ask. Lisa Nicole says the first step is to ask. Make a command to the universe. Let the universe know what you want. The universe responds to your thought. Bob Proctor says, what do you really want? Sit down and write it out on a piece of paper. Write in the present tense. You might begin by writing, I am happy and grateful now that, and then explain how you want your life to be in every area. You get to choose what you want, but you must get clear about what you want. This is your work. If you are not clear, then the law of attraction cannot bring you what you want. You will you will be sending out a mixed frequency, and you can only attract mixed results. For the first time in your life, perhaps work out what it is you really want. Now that you know you can have, be or do anything and there are no limits, what do you want? Asking is the first step in the creative process to make it a habit to ask. If you have to make a choice and you don't know which way to go, ask. You should never be stumped on everything in your life, just ask. Dr. Joy Vitelsa says, this is really fun. It's like having the universe as your catalog. You flip through it and say, I did like to have this experience and I did like to have that product. I did like to have the person like that. It is you placing your order with the universe. It is really that easy. You do not have to ask over and over again, just ask one. It is exactly like placing an order from the catalog. You only ever order something once. You don't place an order and then doubt the order has been received and so place the order again and then again and then again. You order once. It is the same with the creative process. Step 1 is simply your step to get clear about what you want. As you get clear in your mind, you have asked. Step 2, believe. Lisa Nichols says, step 2 is believe. Believe that is already yours. Have what I love to call unwavering faith, believing in the unseen. You must believe that you have received. You must know that what you want is your the moment you ask. You must have complete and utter the faith. If you had placed and order your catalog, you would relax how you are going to receive what you ordered and get on with your life. See the thing that you want as already yours. Know that they will come to you at need. Then let them come. Don't fret and worry about them. Don't think about your lack of them. Think of them as yours, as belonging to you, as already in your possession. In the moment you ask and believe and know you already have it in the unseen, the entire universe shifts to bring it into the seen. You must act, speak, and think as thought you are receiving it now. Why? The universe is a mirror and the law of attraction is monitoring back to you your dominant thoughts. So, does not it make sense that you have to see yourself as receiving it? If your thought contain noticing you do not have it yet, you will continue to attract now having it yet. You must believe you have it already. You must believe you have received it. You have to emit the feeling frequency of having received it to bring those pictures back as your life. When you do that, the law of attraction will powerfully move all circumstances, people, and events for you to receive. When you book a vacation, order a brand new car, or buy a house, you know those things are yours. You wouldn't go and book another vacation for the same time or purchase another car or house. If you won a lottery or received a large inheritance even before you physically had the money, you know it is yours. That is the feeling you believing it is yours. That is the feeling of believing you have it already. That is the feeling of believing you have received, claim the things you want by feeling. Start make believing, be like a child and make believe, act as if you have it already. As you make believe, you will begin to believe you have received. The genie is responding to your predominant thoughts all the time, not just in the moment you ask. That's why after you will ask, you must continue to believe and know. How faith, your belief that you have it. That undying faith is your greatest power. When you believe you are receiving, get ready and watch the magic begin. You can have what you want if you know how to form the mold for it in your own thoughts. There is no dream that may not come true. If you but learn to use the creative force working through you, the method that works for one will work for all. The key to power lies in using what you have freely, fully, and thus opening wide your channel for more creative force flow through you. Dr. Joy Vitelsa says the universe will start to arrange itself to make it happen for you. Jack and Filter says most of us have never allowed ourselves to want what we truly want because toe can't see how it's going to manifest. Bob Proctor says if you do just a little research, it is going to become evident to you that anyone that ever accomplished anything did not know how they were going to do it, they only knew they were going to do it. Dr. Joy Vitelsa says you don't need to know how it's going to come about, you don't need to know how the universe will arrange itself, how it will happen, how the universe will bring it to you is not your corner or job. Allow the universe to do it for you. When you are trying to work out how it will happen, you are emitting a frequency that contains a lack of faith that you don't believe you have it already. You think you have to do it and you do not believe the universe will do it for you. The how is not your part in the creative process. Bob Proctor says you don't know how it will be shown to you. You will attract the way. Lisa Nichols says most of the time when we don't see the thing that we will requested, we get frustrated. We get disappointed and we begin to become doubtful. The doubt brings about a feeling of a disappointment. Take that doubt and shift it. Recognize that feeling and replace it with a feeling unwavering faith. I know that it's on its way. Step 3, receive. Lisa Nicole says step 3 and the final step in the process is to receive. Being to feel wonderful about it, feel the way you will feel once it arrives, feel it now. Marcy Shimoff says, and in this process, it's important to feel good, to be happy, because when you are feeling good, you are putting yourself in the frequency of what you want. Michelle Bernard Backwitzer says, this is a feeling universe. If you just intellectual believe something, but you have no corresponding feeling underneath that, you don't necessarily have enough power to manifest what you want in your life. You have to feel it. Ask 1, believe you have received, and all you have to do to receive is feel good. When you are feeling good, you are on the frequency of receiving. You are on the frequency of all good things coming to you, and you will receive what you have asked for. You wouldn't ask for anything unless it was going to make you feel good in the receiving of it. Would you? So, get yourself on the feel good frequency and you will receive. A fast way to get yourself on that frequency is to say, I am receiving now. I am receiving all the good in my life now. I am receiving, fill in your desire now and fill it as thought you have received. A dear friend of mine, Marcy, is one of the greatest manifestors I have seen, and she feels everything. She feels what it would feel like to have what she is asking for. She feels everything into existence. She doesn't get catch up in how, when or where. She just feels it and it then manifests. So, feel good now. Bob Proctor says When you turn that fantasy into a fact, you are in the position to build bigger and bigger fantasies. And that, my friend, is the creative process. Whatever you shall ask in prayer, believing ye shall receive. What things soever you desire, when you pray, believe that ye receive them, and ye shall have them. Bob Devonshire says, the law of attraction, the study and practice of the law of attraction is just figuring out what will happen you greater the feeling of having it now. Go test drive that car, go shop for home, get in the house, do whatever you have to do, go generate the feeling of having it now, and remember them. Whatever you can do, achieve, that will help you to literally attract it. When you feel as thought, you have it now. And the feeling is so real that it is like you have it already. You are believing that you have received and you will receive. Bob Doyle says, it would be you wake up and it's just there. It's manifested, or you might get some inspired ideas of an action to take. You certainly shouldn't be saying, well, I could do it this way, but man, I would hate that. You are not on the right track if that's the case. Action will sometimes be required, but if you are really doing it in line with what the universe is trying to bring to you, it's going to feel joyous. You are going to feel so alive. Time will just stop. You could do it all day. Action is a word that can imply work to some people, but inspired action will not feel like work at all. The difference between inspired action and action is this: inspired action is when you are action to receive. If you are in action to try and make it happen, you have slipped backward. Inspired action is effortless and it feels wonderful because you are on the frequency of receiving. Imagine life as a fast moving river. When you are acting to make something happen, it will feel as if you are going to against the current of the river. It will feel hard and like a struggle. When you are acting to receiving from the universe, you feel as if you are flowing with the current of the river. It will feel effortless, that is feeling of the inspired action, and begin in the flow of the universe and the life. Sometimes you will not even be aware you used action until after you were received because the acting felt so good. You will then look back and see the wonder and matrix of how the universe carried you to what you want and also brought what you wanted to you. Dr. Joy Vitale says, the universe likes speed, don't delay, don't second guess, don't doubt. When your opportunity is there, when the impulse is there, when the intuition knew from within is there, act, that's your job. And that's all you have to do. Trust your instincts. It's the universe inspiring you. It's the universe communicating with you on the receiving frequency. If you have intuitive or instinctive feeling, follow it and you will find that the universe is magically moving you to receive what you ask for. Bob Proctor says you will attract everything that you required. If it's money you need, you will attract it. If it's people you need, you will attract it. If it's a certain book you need, you will attract it. You have got to pay attention to what you are attracted to, because as you hold image of what you want, you are going to be attracted to thing and they are going to be attracted to you. But it literally moves into physical reality with and through you, and it does that by law. Remember that you are a magnet attracting everything to you. When you have gotten clear in your mind about what you want, you have become a magnet to draw those things to you. And those things you want are magnetized to you in return. The more you practice and begin to see the law of attraction bringing things to you, the greater the magnet you will become, because you will add the power of faith, belief, and knowing. Michelle Brainerd Beckwith says, you can start with nothing, and out of nothing and out of no way, a way will be made. All it required is you and your ability to think things into big. Everything that has been invented and created throughout the history of humankind began with the thought. From that one thought, a way was made and it manifested from the invisible into the visible. Jack Canfield says, think of a car driving through the night. The headlight only go 100 to 200 feet forward, and you can make it all the way from California to New York driving through the dark, because all you have to see the next 200 feet, and that's how life tends to unfold before us. If we just trust that the next 200 feet will unfold after that, and the next 200 feet will unfold after that, your life will keep unfolding, and it will eventually get you to the destination of whatever it is you truly want, because you want it. Trust the universe, trust and believe and have faith. I truly had no idea how I was going to bring the knowledge of the secret onto the movie screen. I just held to outcome of the vision. I saw the outcome clearly in my mind. I felt it with all my might, and everything that we needed to create the secret came to us. Take the first step in faith. You don't have to see the whole staircase, just take the first step. Let's look at using the creative process for those who feel they are overweight and who want to lose weight. The first thing to know is that if you focus on losing weight, you will attract back having to lose more weight. So get having to lose weight out of your mind. It's the very reason why diet don't work, because you are focused on losing weight. You must attract back continuously having to lose weight. The second thing to know is that the condition of being overweight was created through your thought to it. To put it in the most basic term, if someone is overweight, it came from thinking fat thought, whether that person was aware of it or not. A person cannot think thin thoughts and be fat. It completely defies the law of attraction. Whether people have been told they have a slow thyroid, a slow metabolism, or their body size is hereditary, these are all disease for thinking. Fat thoughts, if you accept any of those conditions as applicable to you and you believe it, it must become your experience and you will continue to attract begin overweight. After I had my two daughters, I was overweight, and I know it came from listening to and reading the message that it is hard to lose weight after having a baby, and even harder after the second baby. I someone exactly that to me with those fat thoughts, and it became my experience. I really beefed up, and the more I noticed how I had beefed up, the more beefing up I attract. With a small frame, I become a happy 143 pound, all because I was thinking fat thoughts. The most common thought that people hold and held it to is that food was responsible for my weight again. That is a belief that does not serve you. And in my mind, now it is complete bladders. Food is not responsible for putting on weight, it is your thought that food is responsible for putting on weight that actually has food put on weight. Remember, thought are primary cause of everything and the rest is effect for those thoughts. Think perfect thoughts and the result must be perfect weight. Let go of all those limiting thoughts. Food cannot cause you put on weight unless you think it can. The definition of the perfect weight is the weight that feels good for you. No one else opening count. It is the weight that feels good for you. You must likely know of someone who is thin and eats like a horse, and they proudly declared, I can eat whatever I want and I am always the perfect weight. And so the genie of the universe says, your wishes is my command. To attract your perfect weight and body using the creative process, follow these steps. Step 1, ask. Get clear on the weight you want to be. Have a picture in your mind of what you will look like when you have become that perfect weight. Get picture of yourself at your perfect weight if you have them and look at them often. If not, get picture of the body you wouldn't like to have and look at those often. Step 2, believe. You must believe you will receive and that the perfect weight is yours already. You must imagine, pretend, act, and if make believe that the perfect weight is yours. You must see yourself as receiving the perfect weight. Write out your perfect weight and place it over the readout of your scale. Or don't weight yourself at all. Do not contradict what you have asked for with your thought, words, and action. Don't buy clothes at your current weight. Have faith and focus on the clothes you are going to buy. Attracting and perfect weight is the same as placing as order with the catalog of the universe. You look through the catalog, choose the perfect weight, place your order, and then it is delivered to you. Make it your intention to look for, admire, and inwardly prize people with your ideas of perfect weight bodies. Seek them out, and as you admire them and feel the feeling of that, you are summing it to you. If you see people who are overweight, do not observe them, but immediately switch your mind to the picture of you in your perfect body and feel it. Step 3, receive. You must feel good. You must feel good about you. This is important because you cannot attract your perfect weight if you feel bad about your body now. If you feel bad about your body, that is a powerful feeling and you will continue to attract feeling bad about your body. You will never change your body if you are critical of it and find fault with it. And in fact, you will attract more weight to your. Price and place every square inch of your body. Think about all the perfect thing about you. As you think perfect thoughts, as you feel good about you, you are on the frequency of your perfect weight and you are summing perfection. Wallace Wattles shares a wonderful tip about eating in one of his books. He recommends that when you eat, make sure you are entirely focused on the experience of chewing the food. Keep your mind present and experience the sensation of eating food, and do not allow your mind to drift to other things. Be present in your body and enjoy all the sensation of chewing the food in your mouth and swallowing it. Try it the next time you are eating. When you are completely present as you eat, the flavor of the food is so intense and magnificent. When you let your mind drift, the flavor virtually disappears. I am convincing that if we can eat our food in the present, entirely focus on the pleasurable experience of eating, the food is assimilated into our bodies perfectly, and the result is our body must be perfection. The end of the story about my own weight is that I now maintain my perfect weight of 116 pounds and I can eat whatever I want. So focus on the your perfect weight. How long does it take? Dr. Joy Vitelsa says. Another thing people wonder about is how long will it take to manifest the car, the relationship, the money. I don't have any rule book that says it's going to take 30 minutes or 3 days or 30 days. It's more a matter of you begin in alignment with the universe itself. Time is just an illusion. Einstein told us that if you this is the first time you have heard it, you may find it a hard concept to get your head around because you see anything happening one thing after the other. What quantum physicians and Einstein tell us is that everything is happening simultaneously. If you can understand that there is no time and accept that concept, then you will see that whatever you want in the future already exists. If everything is happening at the one time, then the parallel version of you with what you want already exists. It takes no time for universe to manifest what you want. Any time delay you experience is due to your delay in getting to the placing of believing, knowing and feeling that you already have it. It is you getting yourself on the frequency of what you want. When you are on the frequency, then what you want will appear. Bob Doyle says size is nothing to the universe. It is more difficult to attract on the scientific level. Something that we consider huge to something that we consider infinitesimally small. The universe does everything with zero effort. The grass doesn't strain to grow, it's effortless, it's just this great design. It's all about what's going on in your mind, it's about what we put in place saying, this is big, it's going to take some time, and this is small, I will give it an hour. Those are our rules that we define. There are no rules according to the universe. You provide the feeling of having it now, it will respond whatever it is. There is no time for universe and there is no size for the universe. It is easy to manifest $1 as it is manifest $1 million. It is the same process and the same only reason why one may come faster and the other may take longer it because you thought that $1 million was a lot of money and that the dollar was not very much. Bob Doyle says some people have an easier time with little things, and so we sometimes say start with something small like a cup of coffee. Make it your intention to attract a cup of coffee today. Bob Proctor says hold an image of talking to an old friend that you haven't seen for a long time. Somehow or other somebody is going to start talking to you about that person going to phone you or you will get a letter for her. Starting with something small is an easy way to experience the law of attraction with your. Let me share a story with you of a young man who did exactly that. He was the secret and he decided to start with something small. He created a picture of a feather in his mind and he made sure this feather was unique. He created particular marking on the feather so he would know without any doubt that if he saw this feather it had come to him thought his intentionally use of the law of attraction. 2 days later he was about to walk into a high rise building. 2 days later, he was about to walk into a high rise building on a street in New York City. He said he did not know why, but he just happened to look down. There at his feet, at the entrance to a high rise building in New York City, was the feather. No, just any feather, but the exact feather he had imagined. It was identical to the picture he had created in his mind with all of its unique marking. In that moment, he knew without a shade of doubt that it was the law of attraction working in all its glory. He realized his amazing ability, the power of attraction, something to himself through the power of his mind. With total faith, he has now moved on to creating much bigger things. People are amazed at how line up parking space. I will don this right from when I first understood the secret. I would visualize a parking space exactly where I wanted it, and 95% of the time it would be there for me, and I would just pull straight in. 5% of the time I did have to wait just a minute or two and the person would pull out and I did pull in. I do that all the time. Now you might understand why the person who says I always get parking space gets them, or why a person who says I'm really lucky, I win things all the time, win one thing after another all the time. These people expect it, begin to expect great things, and as you do, you will create your life in advance. Create your day in advance. You can use the law of attraction to create your whole life in advance, right down to the next thing you are doing today. Prentice Mulford, a teacher whose writing shares so many insight into the law of attraction and how to use it, demonstrate how important it is to think your day in advance. When you say yourself, I am going to have a pleasant visit or pleasant journey, you are literally sending element and force ahead of your body that will arrange things to make you visit or journey pleasant. When you before the visit is journey to the shopping trip, you are in a bad humor or fearful or offensive of something unpleasant, you are sending unseen agencies ahead of you which will make some kind of unpleasantness. How thoughts, or in other words, our state of mind, is every at work fixing up things good or bad in advance. Prentice Mulford wrote those words in the 1870s. What a pioneer! You can see clearly how important it is to think advance every event in every day. You will no doubt have experienced to opposite of think your day in advance, and one of the repercussions of that is having to rush and hurry. If you are rushing or hurrying, know that those thoughts or actions are based in fear of being late, and you are fixing up bad thing ahead for you. As you continue to rush, you will attract one bad thing after another into your path. In addition to that, the law of attraction is fixing up more future circumstances and will cause you to rush and hurry. You must stop and mute yourself. You must stop and move yourself of that frequency. Take a few moments and shift yourself if you don't want to summon bad things to you. Many people Many people, particular in Western society, case time and complain that they don't have any time. Well, as someone says that they don't have enough time, so it must be by the law of attraction. If you have been chasing your tail with thought of not having enough time, from now on declare emphatically, I have more than enough time, and change your mind and change your life. You can also turn waiting into a powerful time to create your future life. Next time you are in a situation where you are waiting, seize that time and imagine having all the thing you want. You can do this everywhere, anytime. Turn every life situation into a positive one. Make it a daily habit to determine every event in your life in advance through your thought. Set the universal force ahead on you everything you do and everywhere you go by thinking the way you want it to go in advance. Then you are creating your life intentionally. Powerful process. Dr. Joy Whittle says a lot of people feel stuck or imprisoned or confined by their current circumstance. Whatever your circumstance right now, that is only your current reality, and current reality will begin to change as a result of beginning to use the secret. Your current reality or your current life is a result of the thoughts you have been thinking. All of that will totally change as you begin to change your thought and your feeling. That a man can change himself and master his own destiny is the conclusion of every mind who is wide awake to the power of right thought. Lisa Nichols says, when you want to change your circumstance, you must first change your thinking. Every time you look inside your mail expecting to see a bill, guess what? It will be there. Each day you go out dreading the bill, you are never expecting anything great. You are thinking debt, you are expecting debt, so debt must show up, so you won't think you are crazy. And every day you confirm your thought, is debt going to be there? Yes, debt there. Is debt going to be there? Yes, debt there. Is debt going to be there? Yes, debt there. Worry because you expected debt to be there, so it showed up because the law of attraction is always begin obtained to your thought. Do yourself a favor, expect a check. Expectation is a powerful attractive force because it draws things to you. As Bob Proctor says, desire connects you with the thing desire and expectation drawn it into your life. Expect the things you want and don't expect the things you don't want. What do you expect now? James Ray says most people look at their current state of affairs and they say, this is who I am. That's not who you are, that's who you were. Let's say, for instance, that you don't have enough money in your bank account, or you don't have the relationship that you want, or your health and fitness aren't up to a par. That's not who you are, that's the residual outcome of your past thought and action. So, we are constantly living in this residual, if you will, of the thought and action we went take in the past. When you look at your current state of affair and define yourself by that, then you doom yourself to have nothing more than the same in future. All that we are in a result of what we have thought. I would like to share process with you that came from the great teacher Neville Goddard in a lecture he delivered in 1954 entitled the Pruning Shears of Revision. This process has had a profound effect on my life. Neville recommends at the end of every day before you go to sleep to think thoughts the event of the day. If any event or moment did not go the way you wanted, reply them in your mind in the way that thrills you. As you recreate those events in your mind exactly as you want, you are cleaning up your frequency from the day and you are emitting a new signal and frequency for tomorrow. You have intentionally created new pictures of your future. It is never too late to change the picture. The powerful process of gratitude. Dr. Joy Vitale says, what can you do right now to begin to turn your life around? The very first thing is to start making a list of things to be grateful for. This shifts your energy and start to shift your thinking. Whereas before this exercise you might be focusing on what you don't have, your complaint and your problem, you go in different direction when you do the exercise. You start to be grateful for all the things that you feel good about. If it is a new thought to you, that gratitude brings your whole mind into closer harmony with the creative energy of the universe. Consider it well and you will see that it is true. Marcy Shimoff says gratitude is absolutely the way to bring more into your life. Dr. Joey Gray says every man knows that when his wife is appreciating him for the little things that he does, what does he want to do? He wants to do more. It's always about appreciation. It pulls things in, it attracts support. Dr. Joy DeMartini says whatever we think about and thank about, we bring about. James says, gratitude has been such a powerful exercise for me. Every morning I get up and say thank you. Every morning when I feel hit the floor, thank you. And then I start running through what I am grateful for as I am brushing my teeth and doing my things I do in the morning. And I am not just thinking about them and doing some routine. I am putting it out there and I am feeling and feelings of gratitude. The day we filmed James Ray sharing his powerful exercise of gratitude is one I will never forget. From that day on, I made James process my life. Every morning I do not get out bed until I have felt the feeling of gratitude for this brand new day and all I am grateful for in my life. Then as I get out of bed, when one foot touches the ground, I say thank and you. As my second foot touches the ground, with each step I take my way to the bathroom, I say thank you. I continue to say and feel thank you as my showering and getting ready. By the time I am ready for the day, I have said thank you hundreds of times. As I do this, I am powerful creating my day and all that it will contain. I am setting my frequency for the day and intentionally declaring the way I want my day to go. Rather than stumbling out of bed and letting the day take control of me, there is no more powerful way to begin your day than this. You are the creator of your life, and so begin by intentionally creating your day. Gratitude was a fundamental part of the teaching of all the great avatars throughout history. In the book that changed my life, The Science of Getting Rich, written by Valence Wattles in 1910, gratitude is its longest chapter. Every teacher featured in The Secret used gratitude as a part of his or her day. Most of them begin their day with thought and feeling of gratitude. Joey Sugarman, a wonderful man and successful entrepreneur, watched the film The Secret and contacted me. He told me his favorite part was the gratitude process and that he's used to gratitude and contribute to all he had achieved in his life. With all the success Joey has attracted to himself, he continued to use gratitude every day, even for the smallest thing. When he gets a parking space, he always says and feels thank you. Joey knows the power of gratitude and all it has brought to him, and gratitude is his way of life. With all that I have read and with all that I have experienced in my own life using the secret, the power of gratitude stands above everything else. If you only do one thing with the knowledge of the secret, use gratitude until it becomes your way of life. Dr. Joy Vitale says, as soon as you start to feel different about what you already have, you will start to attract more of the good things, more of the things you can be grateful for. You could look around and say, well, I don't have the car I want, I don't have the house I want, I don't have the spouse I want, I don't have the health I want. Whoa, back up, back up. Those are all things you don't want. Focus on that you already have that you are grateful for. And it might be that you have the eyes to read His. It might be the clothes that you have. Yes, you might prefer something else and you might be something else pretty soon. If you start feeling grateful for what you have, many people who order their leave rightly in all other ways are kept in poverty by their lack of gratitude. It is impossible to bring more into your life if you are feeling ungrateful about what you have. Why? Because the thought and feeling you emit as you feel ungrateful are all negative emotions, whether it is jealousy, resentment, dissatisfaction, or feelings of not enough. Those feelings cannot bring you what you want. They can only return to you more of what you do not want. Those negative those negative emotions are blocking your own good coming to you. If you want a new car but you are not grateful for the car you have, that will be the dominant frequency you are sending out. Be grateful for what you have now as you begin to think about all the things in your life you are grateful for. You will be amazed at the never ending thought that come back to you of more things to be grateful for. You have a make a start and then the law of attraction will receive those grateful thoughts and give you more just like them. You will have locked into frequency of gratitude and all good things will be yours. The daily practice of gratitude is one of the conduit by which your health will come to you. Lee Browe says, I think everybody goes through times when they say things aren't working right or things are going bad. Once, when there were some things going on in my family, I found a rock and I just sat holding it. I took this rock, I stuck it in my pocket, and I said, every time I touch this rock, I am going to think of something that I am grateful for. So every morning when I get up in the morning, I pick it up off the dresser, I put it in my pocket and I go through the things that I am grateful for. At night, what do? I empty my pocket and there it is again. I have had some amazing experience with this idea. A guy from South Africa saw me drop it. He asked, "What is that?" I explained it to him and he started calling it a gratitude rock. 2 weeks later, I got an email from him in South Africa and he said, "My son is dying from a rare disease. It's a type of hepatitis. Would you send me 3 gratitude rocks?" They were just ordinary rocks I found off the street. So I said, "Sure." I had to make sure that the rock were every special. So I went out the stream, picked out the right rock, and sent them off to him. 4 or 5 months later, I get an email from him. He said, "My son better. He is doing terrific. He is doing terrific." And he said, "But you need to know something. We have sold over 1,000 rocks at $10 a piece as gratitude rocks, and we have raised all this money for charity. Thank you very much." So it's very important to have an attitude of gratitude. The great scientist Albert Einstein revolutionized the way we view time, space, and gravity. For his poor background and poor beginning, you would have thought it impossible for him to achieve all that he did. Einstein knew the great deal of the secret and he said thank you hundred of times each day. He thanked all the great scientists who had preceded him for their contributions, which has enabled him to learn and achieve even more in his work, and eventually become one of the greatest scientists who has ever lived. One of the most powerful uses of gratitude can be incorporated in the creative process to turbocharge what you want. As Bob Proctor advised in the first step of the creative process, start by writing down what you want. Begin each sentence with "I am so happy and grateful now that," and you fill in the rest. When you give thanks as thought, you have already received what you want. You are emitting a powerful signal to the universe. That signal is saying that you have it already because you are feeling gratitude for it now. Each morning, before you get out of bed, make it a habit to feel the feelings of gratitude in advance for the great day ahead as thought it is done. From the moment I discovered the secret and formulated the vision to share this knowledge with the world, I gave thanks every day for the film The Secret, which would bring joy to the world. I had no idea now we would bring this knowledge to the screen, but trust that we could attract the way. I set focus and held to the outcome. I felt deep feeling of gratitude in advance as that became my state of being. The floodgates opened and all the magic flowed into our life. For the magnificent team of The Secret and for me, our deep, heartfelt feeling of gratitude continue to this day. We have become a team that resonates gratitude with every moment and it has become our way of life. The powerful process of visualization. Visualization is a process that has been taught by all the great teachers and avatars throughout the centuries. As well, as by all the great teachers living today. In Charles Hannell's book, The Master Key System, written in 1912, he gives 24 weekly exercises to matter visualization. More important, his complete master key system will also help you become the master of your thoughts. The reason visualization is so powerful is because as you create picture in your mind of seeing yourself with what it is you want, you are generating thought and feeling of having it now. Visualization is simply powerful, focused thought in pictures, and it causes equally powerful feeling. When you are visualized, you are emitting that powerful frequency out into the universe. The law of attraction will take hold of that powerful signal and return those pictures back to you. Just you saw, just as you saw them in your mind. Dr. Dennis Whiteley says, I took the visualization process from the Apollo program and instituted it during the 1980s and 90s into the Olympic program. It was called visual motor rehearsal. When you visualize and you materialize, here's an interesting thing about your mind. We took Olympic athletes and had them run their event only in their mind and then hooked up to biofeedback equipment. Incredible, the same muscles fired in the same sequence when they were running the race in their mind as when they were running it on the track. How could this be? Because the mind can't distinguish because the mind can't distinguish whether you are really doing it or whether it's just a practice. If you have been there in the mind, you will go there in the body. Think about the investor and their invention. The Wright brothers and plan, George Eastman and film, Thomas Edison and the light bulb, Alexander Graham Bell and the only way thinking has ever been invented or created is because one person saw a picture in his mind. He saw it clearly and by holding the picture of the end result in his mind, all the force of universe brought the invention into the world thought him. These men knew the secret. These were men who had utter faith in the invisible and who knew the power within them to leverage the universe and bring the invention into the visible. Their faith and their imagination have been the cause of the evaluation of humankind, and we reap the benefit of their creative mind every single day. You must be thinking, I do not have a mind like this great inventor. You may be thinking, they could imagine those things, but I can't. You could not be further from the truth. And as you continue on this great discovery of the knowledge of the secret, you will learn that you not only have the mind they had, but much more. Mike Dooley says when you are visualizing token, you have got that picture playing out you in your mind. Mike Dooley says when you are visualizing token, you have got that picture playing out in your mind. Always and only dwell upon the end result. Here's an example. Look at the back of your hand. Right now, really look at the back of your hand. The color of your skin, the freckles, the blood vessel, the ring, the fingernail. Take in all those details. Right before you close your eyes, see those hands, your fingers wrapping around the string wheel of your brand new car. Dr. Joy Vitale says this is such a holographic experience, so real in this moment that you don't even feel as if you need the car because it feels like you have it already. Dr. Whittle's words brilliantly sum up the place you want to get yourself to when visualizing. When it feels like a jolt as you upon your eye in the physical world, your visualization become real, but that state, that plan is the real. It is the field where everything is created, and the physical is just the result of the real held all creation. That's why you won't feel as if you need it anymore because you tune in and felt the real field of creation thought your visualization. In that field, you have everything now. When you feel that, you will know it. Jack Canfield said, it's the feeling that really creates the attraction, not just the picture of the thoughts. A lot of people think if I think positive thought or if I visualize having what I want, that will be enough. But if you are doing that and still not feeling abundant or feeling loving or joyful, then it doesn't create the powerful of the attraction. Bob Doyle sir says you you put yourself in the feeling place of really begin in that car. Not I wish I could get that car or someday I will have that car because that's a very definite feeling associated with that it's not in the now. It's in the future. If you stay in that feeling, it will always be in the future. Michelle Bernard Paquette says, now that feeling and that inner seeing will begin to be an open doorway through which the power of the universe will begin to express. What this power is, I cannot say. All know is that exists. Jack and Filter says, our job is not to figure out the how will show up out of a commitment and believe in the what. McDougall says the hows are the domain of the universe. It always knows the shortest, quickest, fastest, most harmonious way between you and your dream. Dr. Joy Whittle says if you turn it over to the universe, you will be surprised and dazzled by what is delivered to you. This is where magic and miracle happen. The teachers of the secret are all aware of the element you bring into play when you visualize as you see the picture in your mind and feel it. You are bringing yourself to a place of believing you have it now. You are also implementing trust and faith in the universe because you are focusing on the end result and experiencing the feeling of that without giving any attention whatsoever to how it will come about. Your picture in your mind is seeing it as done. Your feelings are seeing it as done. Your mind and your entire state of being are seeing it has already happened. That is the art of visualization. Dr. Joy Whittle says you want to do this virtually daily, but it should never be a chore. What's really important to the whole secret is feeling good. You want to feel accelerated by this whole process. You want to be high, happy, in tune as much as possible. Everyone has the power to visualize. Let me prove it to you with a picture of a kitchen. For this to work, first of all you have to get all thoughts of your kitchen out of your mind. Do not think of your kitchen totally. Clear your mind of pictures of your kitchen with its cupboard, refrigerator, oven, tiles and color scheme. You saw a picture of your kitchen in your mind, didn't you? Well, then you just visualize. Everyone visualize whether he know it or not. Visualizing is the great secret of success.
Here's a tip about visualizing, which Dr. John DeMartini shared in his breakthrough experience seminars. John said that if you create a static picture in your mind, it can be difficult to hold that picture, so create lots of movement in your picture. To illustrate this, imagine your kitchen again, and this time imagine yourself entering that kitchen, walking to the refrigerator and putting your hand on the door handle, opening the door, looking inside, and finding a cold bottle of water. Reach in the grab it. You can feel the coldness on your hand as you grab the bottle. You have two bottles of water in one hand, and you use your other hand to close the refrigerator door. Now that you are visualizing your kitchen with detail and movement, it's easier to see and hold the picture, isn't it? We all possess more power and greater possibilities than we realize, and visualizing is one of the greatest of this power. The powerful process in action. Marcy Shimoff says the only difference between people who lived in this way, who live in the magic of life, and those who don't is that the people who live in the magic of life have habituate way of being. They have made a habit of using the law of attraction, and magic happens with them whatever they go. Because they remember to use it, they use it all the time, not just as a one time event. Here are two true stories that clearly demonstrate the powerful law of attraction and the immaculate matrix of the universe in action. The first story is about a human named Jenny who bought a DVD of The Secret and was watching it at least once a day so that she would absorb the message right into the cell of her body. She was particularly impressed with Bob Proctor and she thought it would be wonderful to meet him. One morning, Jenny collected her mail, and to her utter amazement, the mailman had accidentally delivered Bob Proctor's mail to her address. What Jenny didn't know is that Bob Proctor lived just 4 blocks away from her. Not only that, but Jenny's house number was the same number as Bob's. She immediately took the mail to deliver it to the correct address. You can imagine her utter delight when the door opened and Brock Proctor was standing before her. Bob is rarely at home as he travels all over the world teaching. But the matrix of the universe knows only perfect timing. From Janie's thought of how wonderful it would be to meet Bob Proctor. The law of attraction moved people, circumstances, and events throughout the universe so that is happened. The second story involves a 10-year-old boy named Colin who had seen and loved the secret. Colin's family made a week-long visit to Disney World and know their first day they experienced long line at the park. So that night just before Colin fell asleep, he thought tomorrow I did love to go on all the big rides and never have to wait in line. The next morning, Colin and his family were at the gates of Epcot Center as the park opened and Disney staff member approached and asked them if they would be Epcot's first family of the day. As first family, they would be given VIP status, escort, a special escort by a staff member, and walk-on passes for every big ride in Epcot. It was everything and more that Colin had wished for. Hundreds of families were waiting to enter Epcot that morning But Colin didn't have the slightest doubt as to why his family had been chosen first family. He knew it was because he had used the secret. Imagine discovering at the age of 10 that the power to move word lies within you. Nothing can prevent your picture from coming into concrete form except the same. Nothing can prevent your picture from coming into concrete from expect the same power which gave it birth yourself. James Ray says people hoard that for a while and they're really champion at it. They say I'm feared up, I saw this program and I am going to change my life. And yet results aren't showing bent the surface, it's just about ready to break through, but the person will look just at the surface result and say this stuff doesn't work. And you know what? The universe says your wish is my command and it disappears. When you allow a thought of doubt to enter your mind, the law of attraction will soon line up one doubtful thought after another. The moment a thought of doubt comes, release it immediately. Send that thought on its way. Replace it with I know I am receiving now and fail it. John Asraf says, knowing the law of attraction, I want to really put it to use and to see what would happen. In 1995, I started to create something called a vision board. When I take something that I want to achieve or something that I want to attract, like a car or a watch or the soulmate of my dreams, and I put picture what I want up on this board. Every day I would sit in my office and I would look up at this board and would start to visualize. I would really get into the state of having already acquired it. I was getting ready to move. We put all the furniture, all the boxes into storage, and I made three different moves over a period of 5 years. And then I ended up in California and bought this house, renovated it for a year, and then had all the stuff brought from my farmer home 5 years earlier. One morning, my son Kinan came into my office, and one of the boxes that was sealed for 5 years was right at the doorstep. He asked, what's in the box, Daddy? And I said, those are my vision boards. He then asked, what's a vision board? I said, well, it's where I put all my goals up. I cut them out and I put all my goals up as something that I want to achieve in my life. Of, of course, at 5.5 years old, he didn't understand, and so I said, sweetheart, let me just show you that all be the easiest way to do it. I cut the box open, and on one vision board was a picture of my home that I was visualizing 5 years earlier. What was shocking was that we were living in that house, not a house like it. I actually bought my dream house, renovated it, and didn't even know it. I looked at that house and started to cry because I was just blown away. Keenan asked, why are you crying? I finally understand how the law of attraction works. I finally understand the power of visualization and finally understand everything that I will read, everything that I will work with my whole life. And where I have built companies, it work for my home as well. And I bought our new home and didn't even know it. Imagination is everything. It is preview of life's coming attraction. You can let your imagination go wild with a vision board and you place picture of all the things you want and picture of how you want your life to be.
Make sure you put the vision board in a place where you see it and look at it every day as John Asraf did. Feel the feelings of the having those things now. As you receive and feel gratitude for receiving, you can remove picture and add new ones. This is a wonderful way to introduce children to the law of attraction. I hope the creation of a vision board inspires parents and teachers worldwide. One of the people on the secret website form put a picture of the secret DVD on his vision board. He had seen the secret but didn't own his own copy. 2 days after he created his vision board, I felt inspired to post a notice on the secret forum giving away DVDs to the first 10 people who posted. He was one of the 10. He had received a copy of the secret DVD within 2 days of the putting it on his vision board. Whether it is a DVD of the secret or a house, the joy of creating and receiving is magnificent. Another powerful example of visualizing comes from my mother's experience of buying a new house. Several people beside my mother had put in offers for this particular house. My mother decided to use the secret to make that house hers. She sat down and wrote her name and the new address of the house over and over. She continued doing this until it felt as though it was her address. She then imagined placing all of her furniture in that new house. Within an hour of doing these things, she received a phone call saying her offer had been accepted. She was so thrilled, but it didn't come as a surprise to her because she knew that house was hers. What's a champion? Jack Canfield says, decide what you want, believe can have it, believe you deserve it, and believe it's possible for you. And then close your eyes every day for several minutes and visualize having what you already want, feeling the feelings of already having it. Come out of that and focus on what you are grateful for already and really enjoy it. Then go into your day and release and realize it to the universe and trust that the universe will figure out how to manifest it.